What's up, YouTubers? Welcome back to another video. Today, I want to go on a topic that I have been looking up for here lately and been finding out a lot here lately. And I want to go on another topic as well for the new year. That was from last year. So, the very first topic I'm going to go on is my neighbors. I'm going to put this out there. About December, that was about like 21st, and I had my Ring camera out there recording, just in case like somebody came up or whatever. And I happened to be awake like at midnight. It's like 12, maybe like 12:30, 12:31. I don't really remember what time it was. It was like sometime at midnight. And I wanted to do this last month, but I wanted to kind of wait. But I'm going to do it now. So, we've been around these neighbors for a while now, and they started to act nice to us for a while. And typically, neighbors are nice. Typically, they're not. Typically, neighbors will help you. Typically, they won't. But at this rate, I wanted to let you guys know. I know you go. You probably all right here. I kind of paused for some weird reason. Anyway, so it was last December. This 2023 was this last December. I've got like 3 footages of video. They're just 2 events, 2 issues with a bunch of all of it, and I never get a chance to actually talk about it. So, they've been here since July, I believe, partially in June to July, something like that, and in the mix. And they've been here for a while, and we've been actually nice to them here lately. Not lately, but like when they first moved in. But so as they were here, and they still are, they don't really come to hear me. But so I'm gonna get on topic. Immediately get on topic. So at midnight we were up. We were taking care of Amy, and I didn't think anything about it, and I didn't think I was getting anybody at the door. So they have like some girls that are over there. I'm not too sure what the kind of the issue was, and you know, I've been washing my trash can. A lot of people washes their trash can like with hot water and bleach and stuff like that. Sometimes I do it with bleach, sometimes I do it with water. This time was not bleach. This wasn't no time where I used bleach. I just used straight hot water. And I cleaned my trash can up, and I poured the water out back. And I really didn't think anything of it. Didn't really kind of bother me, you know. Because I've done it for several times and they hadn't said nothing. And so, that night, when it turned midnight, about 12:30, 12:31, I have the Ring footage. I have a Ring camera. I have all the footage that you guys are getting ready to see. They come over to my door, knock on my door, and ask me if I have any poison in this house. Now, particularly I would have some poison, just in case like we have roaches or bed bugs or flies or whatever the issue may be, you know. And this wasn't no like regular issue. This is like one of those issues where they have a problem with me pouring water out there, and they've saw me done it a couple times. They didn't really think anything about it. And they had 3 dogs, and one of them was just like a puppy, you know, and I didn't really know the breed. I've kind of forgot. I should take a picture of it so you guys can see, because you guys would probably already know what the breed is. And so they come knock on my door. They ask me, have I poured any poison out back or anywhere, because they said Bean died. Like, Bean's dead. And I'm like, okay, like I'm kind of worried because of dogs. I mean, bottom of my heart, I love dogs. And she kind of asked me that question, and I didn't really understand why she was asking me that, because I don't even have poison in my house. And like I said, particularly people would have some, but I don't right in the moment. And so she asked me if I had any poison, and then asked that, and then I poured outside, which I poured hot water outside. And eventually, she kept going to the topic that one of the dogs in a vet hospital, and then one of them had died, accused me of poisoning their dog. Come to find out, it wasn't no poison. I didn't have no poison on me. But right before that, though, there's a spot where she called us a bitch. Now, just kind of inform you guys on a warning of anything going on. So, like, viewer discretion is advised for the guys seeing this video. So, that was what went on. Then, I think about the next day, I called landlord. I saved the video, and I asked him if he wanted to see the footage. He said he didn't want to see it, and I told him, explained to him what happened. He eventually called him and told him, like, asked him what's going on. He didn't get really a good view of what they told him. That's kind of like a small issue with me. You know, like if a neighbor comes over here and accuses me of something stupid, like, who does that? You know. But then, after we told them that it was just hot water, I poured it on the ground sucks the water up, you know, there was really no issue. And as soon as I tried closing the door, they left and called me a bitch. And I'm sitting there like, really? Like, y'all are going to sit there and accuse me of poisoning your dog and call me a bitch? Like, what the fuck is that shit? So eventually, I started doing it out front after this incident. And so, but anyway, here's that video. So, guys, I'm just going to say this. Viewer discretion is advised for anything that's going on in this video that you guys don't want to see. So, viewer discretion is advised. So, here's the video. Roll it.
Hi, did you guys put, like, insecticide or something out in the backyard?
No.
Or anywhere?
Anything.
No sort of poison or nothing? Because our dogs ate something and they're dying.
I ain't put
Bean died. Bean is dead. Ram is throwing up his whole entire fucking mucous membrane in his lungs. You guys didn't put a bunch of rat poisoning or
Heck no.
roach killer?
No.
Anything.
I wouldn't even put that out in back. The only thing I did was I cleaned my trash can out just with just straight water. And then I poured it out the back on the ground because usually the ground soaks it up. And yeah, later it just sits there. There was nothing that was poison or anything.
Because the dogs don't get outside of the backyard. They come around the front. They don't go anywhere else. So
Right.
they ate some sort of poison.
It wouldn't be us because we don't carry poison in the trash cans.
Okay. Yeah, I got my fucking ass.
Alright, so that was the video. I hope you... I want to know what you guys think about the video. That... Like, what they were saying. I want you guys to comment and tell me what you guys think that the neighbors could have done at this kind of point and moment. Instead of accusing us of poisoning. What really I think they should have done is came in our house, looked around, find any poison? No. If they see anything that's considered poison, then yeah, they would have already said it. But Anyway, so continue on. I got another one for them. So it was like maybe 2 o'clock at night. This is the next day or two after this incident. And this was just right on. Well, this was like a week later. A week later, there was another incident with them, and they had a kid over there. And I know the guy that is the father to the daughter that was over there. He dropped her off to spend the night with my neighbors, and we didn't think anything of it. We just thought it was anything abnormal. Wasn't out of the abnormal. And we didn't think anything was out of the abnormal or anything like that. And then that night, I was hearing a kid crying. So I let it go for a little bit to see if they were going to get the kid to quit crying. Turns out, I had to go to the door. And it was like 30-something degrees out. And it was very cold. I literally was in shorts trying to get the door, them to open the door. And then eventually, when they was not opening the door and not answering, I had to make no other choices but to call the police. That night, I called the cops. They came out, and I explained to them what happened. I really don't typically deal with the cops because of an issue with this deal with cops on the internet right now, but with the issue with the cops. But so then they showed up. I told them what was going on, and at first they didn't hear no kids. And then since they got to the door later, about like 2 minutes later, or 2 seconds later, put it that way. 2 seconds later, they hear a kid crying, which we is the ones that heard the same kid crying, and they were all asleep. They were practically asleep, and saying all kinds of stupid shit just to get out of it. And I only have a little bit of that video, but you'll hear the cop saying "cut the shit," and someone's got to watch that kid, and it cuts off because my dad called, and I was trying to save the video, and they were just talking to him. Said that he just went to sleep and blah blah blah. But this is before he opened the door. So they started banging on the door, tried to get him to wake up. And he said, toss please, toss please, toss please. He said like 4 or 5 times. And then later, I was talking to him, and then later we hear a gun like cocking. And I do want to keep you guys in mind that they do have a shotgun. So, and right after that, he heard that the cops pulled their gun out, and he opened the door, and he said that they scared the shit out of him. It didn't sound like he got scared. And he said, "Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands." Eventually, he saw his hands, came out, talked to him, and then right after, they talked to him about the kid. He said he was basically saying that he was asleep. I don't even think he was. But in this particular issue with that going on, I don't even think he was asleep. So, eventually, they told him to cut the shit. Somebody's got to watch that kid. I have not had a chance to talk to the mother and the father of that little child since they left. They used to live there. Eventually, they moved out. They got their own place. And they came by to drop the kid off, and you guys understand that kind of little story there. But I haven't had a chance to talk to him. And then when I hear the kid crying, I've been wanting to talk to the parents of the kid. So as I was saying, eventually they came to a deal where I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off because y'all can practically see me. But like it came to the point where eventually it quit. Then about maybe a day or two later, I don't have the footage for that, unfortunately. They had their dogs out. They left their dogs out in like 20-degree weather, 20-something degree weather, and it's cold out there. And I've knocked on the door, and then right when I was knocking on the door, they pull up, and then I asked them nicely to put the dogs up. And then eventually he immediately goes into like one of these fucking insane modes, like Karen modes, basically, and accuses me of making excuses, saying, "Oh, you're just making excuses, dude. Like we're not bothering you, blah 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 blah." And I wish I had that footage for y'all to see, because that would show how stupid he would have been. And eventually that night, I told him that my daughter was asleep. He basically did not give a shit if my daughter was asleep or not. He didn't even say, "Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get my dogs in. Oh, I apologize. I'll get them in and we'll keep them the voice or noise or whatever down. Keep the noise down." And then I explained to him that she had colic. That didn't faze him. I've never dealt with a neighbor that just don't give a shit about anybody's kid. Like, that is fucked up. So, like, I don't even understand it, dude. And it's just fucking nuts the way what kind of neighbors we're dealing with right now. And we're kind of working on trying to get a house at this point. So yeah. But anyway, I do want to go back on that one topic of them with the dogs at the beginning when they accused me of poisoning them. The neighbor's girlfriend, one night we was leaving, she came out and I asked her what happened to the puppy that died. She said it was respiratory infection and there was nothing they could do. And I say there was something they could have done to save that little puppy, but they didn't want to do it. You know, they had to put the dog down, and that was kind of stupid of them to do that. But then after I asked her, why was I accused of, them poisoning the dog then? She said they thought that, but she apologized for that, for them two coming in the door and yada yada yada. We've had nothing but issues with these neighbors. I'm not gonna lie. There's just a shit ton of issues with these neighbors. And they're always accusing me of something I didn't do nothing here. But then we had this leak that's behind us. I'm not gonna open this curtain, but I will take a picture of it so you guys can see. So here is the picture of that ceiling. That's what it looks like now, and it still looks like that, and it's not being fixed because they don't know where the leak's coming from, and they don't want to bring anybody out, and I'll worry about that later. But anyway, so I go over to the door and knock on the door and tell him to quit using the water the first time. It got hell rude me immediately. And he said, just call the landlord about it, and then gets more pissed and just shuts the door in my face. Okay, and I eventually said, I said, fuck you, dude. And then I went back in the house, and see he's taking a shower. I went right back over there, and that girl, one of the girls that came over, asked us about the dogs. She opened the door. I told her about it, and I told her to tell him about it, about the not to use the showers and blah blah blah. Eventually, the next morning, I called the landlord. Landlord said that he's going to contact them because he doesn't want to bring anybody out, and there's no leak, and there's nothing. And he's not saying he doesn't believe me that there's a leak, but he said it could be the shower curtain issue. So they did that, and basically it was done. So that is the issue with that. But yeah, that's about it. So there's really nothing else I want to say here about them. So, but anyways, I forgot to add. Here are those clips of the cops talking to them, and me and them talking, and they open the door. You guys are going to be able to hear the kids in this video, and you guys are going to see that issue. So let's get back on that topic, and here's the video, so you guys can see it. Roll this footage so you guys can see it. So roll it.
Tulsa Police!
As long as I've lived here since June, I have not heard a kid screaming until today.
Yeah, that poor kid's been screaming for an hour, and I thought it was something else, and I couldn't figure it out until he's heard it again.
Tulsa Police!
Alright, y'all can kind of tell that the little girl is screaming in there is kind of very low on the camera recording, so I didn't know it was this low. I apologize for that, so go ahead and enjoy the rest of the video. Yeah, they got 2 dogs, and then one of them died from a respiratory infection here just recently.
When was the last time you saw the adults?
Sometime today. Watch out, watch out, watch out.
Tulsa Police!
Oh, okay.
Front door sensor.
What's your hands? Both of them. Alright, I was also screaming Tulsa Police. Alright, well, step back away from the gun. Yeah, step back. Okay. Man, what's up with the baby screaming?
The baby screaming? So this is not our kid.
Yeah.
This is our my girlfriend's brother's baby. And we're watching her. She's screaming for her mom. And I just woke up. You got scared the fuck out of me. Kim and then just her.
Okay, can someone control the
Yeah. Yes. We can take care of her. Like we just went to sleep. Like I just woke up. Like I shit you.
You just went to sleep and you just woke up. Here's the deal.
Here.
Listen, cut the shit. All right? Listen, baby's crying. Someone needs to take care of baby. You didn't just fall asleep 2 hours ago. And
Yes,
then
I did.
Listen. Okay,
Yes.
so you've been asleep.
Alright, so there's that video for you guys. That's about it for here. So, what do you guys think about the kid screaming? Cops telling them cut the shit, and yeah. So, what do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And yeah. By the way, don't forget to smash that like button. Let's get up to maybe 10 likes or higher. Let's try to get 800 subscribers, y'all. I can't even talk. Sorry. Hang on. Let's get to 800 subscribers so that we can be at 800, y'all. I would appreciate it, and I will think of something to do for the 800 subscribers. And yeah, that's about it. So see y'all later. Peace.